Lord of Light protect us, for the writing is bad and full of errors. The downfall of Game of Thrones was already in full swing well before Season 8, everybody knows that. And while Season 7 doesn't carry the burden of tying up the entire story and make it a satisfying ending, it still manages to be just as comically inconsistent, if not more.
Leave one wolf alive, and the sheep are never safe.
Not only has the physics of face shifting changed yet again, but now it comes with the victim's voice and height as well.
With the faces, I can become someone else, speak in their voice, live in their skin.
Which was not the case in Season 2.
Farewell, Arya Stark.
Also, Arya's face-lifting skills really went from this mess to absolute perfection in the time it took her to cross the Narrow Sea. Almost as impressive as finding enough poison for the whole pack of them and waltzing out of there completely unchallenged by any guards whatsoever.
This is Brandon Stark, son of Ned Stark.
How do I know that's true?
You were at the Fist of the First Men. You were at Hardhome. You've seen the Army of the Dead.
So, did Ed win the election for
You've seen the Night King.
Off-screen?
He's coming for us.
Or did they just forget about the choosing altogether?
For all of us.
Hey, come on. Let's get them inside.
You didn't answer the question.
Jon sends the Free Folk to man Eastwatch.
You want us to man the castles for you? Aye.
Despite not being Lord Commander of the Night's Watch anymore.
My watch is ended. Looks like we're the Night's Watch now.
He kind of forgot.
Then Lyanna Mormont scores some sweet girl boss points by taking Lord Glover's words out of context.
You expect me to put a spear in my granddaughter's hand?
I might be small, Lord Glover, and I might be a girl.
Indeed you are, my lady. No one is
And I
questioning.
don't need your permission to defend the North.
That's not what he said.
We should give the last hearth and carhold to new families.
I will not punish a son for his father's sins.
So there's no punishment for treason.
You are the daughter of a traitor.
Please, Your Grace, there's been a mistake.
So there's no punishment for treason.
He kind of forgot.
You start wearing a crown.
What's wrong with that? You stop trying to undermine me.
I'm not trying to undermine you.
Then what are you raving about?
I don't know! You've been so consumed with the enemy to the north, you've forgotten about the one to the south.
Oh yes, the real threat is the woman whose superpower is losing all allies and resources.
There's 1,000 miles between us and Cersei.
Can't argue with his logic.
Everyone who's ever crossed her, she's found a way to murder.
You have a shit memory.
He kind of forgot.
Ned Stark's bastard has been named king in the north. Daenerys Targaryen has chosen Tyrion to be her hand. Right now they're sailing across the Narrow Sea.
How do you know all this?
Where will they land?
Well, Dorne, obviously. They'll need to resupply, and that's where all their allies...
Dragonstone.
If you say so.
I understand whoever wins could launch a dynasty that lasts 1,000 years.
A dynasty for whom? Our children are dead.
A dynasty for us, then.
That doesn't make sense.
We need allies.
Well, it's a shame you blew them all up.
I think I listened to Father for 40 years and learned nothing.
Yes?
Cersei is no fool.
You invited the Greyjoys to King's Landing.
You damned fool.
All they know how to do is steal things they can't build or grow themselves.
Euron Greyjoy didn't come here for that.
No. What did he come here for, then?
A queen.
I don't distrust you because you're a woman. I distrust you because you're not as smart as you think you are.
It appears that all our treasonous family members are fighting for the same side.
How could you possibly know all this?
So here I am, with 1,000 ships.
Forgive me, my lord, but how?
Yeah, like, you can't just say...
Build me 1,000 ships.
And then magically have...
1,000 ships.
And the crews to sail them.
It's the greatest armada Westeros has ever seen.
Nymeria. She led a fleet of 10,000 ships across the Narrow Sea to Dorne.
Now, 10,000 may seem like an inflated number, but if Euron can have 1,000 overnight, then I'm on board with it.
I decline your proposal.
What? You invited him, remember?
You've broken promises to allies before.
It may seem that way from the outside, but I promise you, it's not true.
He's Ironborn. They don't even do alliances.
You're not trustworthy.
Then why are we here?
In my experience, the surest way to a woman's heart is with a gift.
We're not subjects. We're not slaves.
I won't return to King's Landing until I have that for you.
We take what is ours.
He kind of forgot.
And since you magically know Daenerys will land at Dragonstone, you're sending Euron to intercept her at no cost to yourself, right? What was this meeting even for?
Why is he still here? We need his men.
So, the Knights of the Vale are Robin Arryn's men under Jon Royce, and the only reason Baelish controls him is because he controls Robin, wherever he is. Bear in mind, Lord Royce would turn on Baelish in a heartbeat if Sansa told him the truth about Jon and Lysa, which is also exactly what happens eventually.
We need to start building up our grain stores.
Right, and 2,000 mounted knights don't exactly help, do they?
What did the Knights of the Vale eat, anyway?
But let's not talk about that. Ever. In the Riverlands, Arya and Ed Sheeran enjoy the crisp autumn weather, while the Brothers Without Banners, also in the Riverlands, enjoy a crisp autumn blizzard. I'm also pretty sure that even the Hound shouldn't be able to dig up the frozen ground with an old spade like this.
Strong for his age.
Despite knowing full well the risks of grayscale, Jorah does this, endangering the entire Citadel of contracting it, including little Sam, who is still a toddler despite being 4 years old at this point.
Forever young.
Remember Dragonglass?
The Maesters call it obsidian.
What are they for?
Killing White Walkers.
You know what it is? We have it in Dragonstone.
Stannis told me, but I didn't think... What?
Didn't think very hard, did you?
Oh, I'm serious.
I don't think it's serious at all. I think it's another bad joke.
Yeah, for someone who knows that Dragonglass kills White Walkers, kind of forgetting where all the Dragonglass is seems a tad,
That's completely f***ing mad, seems to me.
He kind of forgot.
Next, Daenerys completes the 2,000-mile-long trip from Meereen, landing her 8,000 Unsullied and 100,000 Dothraki at Dragonstone.
And how much wheat and barley and beef and pork do you produce on Dragonstone to feed your
100,000 men and their horses. None.
When she could have, I don't know, landed at Sunspear, where she could have entered the continent by land, like the character Young Griff does in the books. Could have even stopped for a snack at her allies in the Reach, who, you know, sit on all the food.
He's right.
Unless you mean to tell me that all these Dothraki clans are fine just chilling on a barren rock in the poisoned water together, without the sort of altercations they're known for, ever. And the dragons, are they hunting fish like in Season 3? Is that why they're pointlessly flying around at sea in their spare time? Or did Olenna bring heaps of food when she visited? What is everyone eating here?
Fermented.
Don't say it.
Don't f***ing say it. Crab.
On a night like this, you came into the world.
While I appreciate you explaining what Stormborn alluded to all these years, I hate to break it to you that that storm was said to be so terrible it sank the remaining Targaryen fleet, amongst other things, which clearly is not the case this evening. Then Daenerys antagonizes Varys for no reason.
If you ever betray me, I'll burn you alive.
Oh. Then Melisandre appears after riding in on her horse across the sea. You do realize nobody's going between Dragonstone and the mainland these days, right? So there's no passage to be had. Right, only...
The prince who was promised will bring the dawn.
Your Grace, forgive me, but your translation is not quite accurate. That noun has no gender in High Valyrian.
That was not necessary.
Remember when Davos tried to kill Melisandre for worshipping a foreign god and referencing his son's death?
This woman is evil!
Well, now he's reading a letter from the man who killed his son with wildfire.
And how do you feel about that?
Sounds like a charmer.
He kind of forgot.
Who are you?
It is my duty to protect the people, but I need your help, my lords.
She has 3 full-grown dragons, Your Grace. How do you propose to stop them?
We are currently at work on a solution.
Oh yeah, trust me, bro. No! That's the least reassuring thing I've ever heard. My lords, you should all embrace your foreign invaders based on this comment alone. You understand you can just tell them you're making anti-dragon ballistas, right?
We understand nothing of the sort.
I swore an oath to House Tyrell.
You swore an oath to the crown as well, Lord Tarly.
Nope, that was to Robert Baratheon, who won the throne by right of conquest. Unlike Cersei, who went, look at me, I'm the captain now. Something the ultra-conservative Tarly really ought to have a problem with. Qyburn makes Cersei harpoon the priceless relic of Balerion the Dread.
Shame.
Could have sold that in order to, you know, pay for stuff.
The Crown owes the Iron Bank of Bravos a tremendous amount of money.
Then how do we pay for anything?
Pig shit.
Yara, Ellaria, and Olenna have teleported past Euron's 1,000 ships and debate their only 2 options, apparently. Completely destroy King's Landing or do nothing at all.
We should hit King's Landing now, hard, with everything we have.
Idiot.
We turn the dragons loose, tens of thousands will die in the firestorm.
Oh yeah, just like in Marine. Oh wait, the dragons are fully tame and coordinated because you unshackled them that one time, remember?
You kind of forgot.
If we besiege the city with foreigners, we prove her point.
Right, yes. Make sure the people bringing the famine and chaos have the right skin tone. That'll make the people starving to death more sympathetic to your cause. Makes sense.
Our army should be Westerosi.
And I suppose we're providing the Westerosi.
You are.
Excuse me? If the other 6 kingdoms have anything for Dorne, it's prejudice and racism, dude. Are you kidding me?
The Dornish are crazy. All they want to do is fight and fight.
Why are you wasting a woman like this on a Dornishman?
How many Dornishmen does it take to a goat?
Bring him a shaved goat and a bottle of olive oil.
And I suppose we're providing the Westerosi.
Idiot!
You should have cut off your arm the moment you were touched. This is quite advanced and beyond our skills.
Nevertheless, Sam shows us the unprecedented power of following instructions and pulls off a medical miracle to save Jorah without trade-off or consequence of any sort.
You flayed him.
Unbelievabler still, Jorah's skin grows back in a single night.
Unusual. Unlikely.
To be fair, the writing's no good.
Lord Tyrion has invited me to Dragonstone to meet with Daenerys.
Then send an emissary, don't go yourself.
Daenerys is a queen. Only a king can convince her to help us.
Yeah, not only is that the stupidest thing I've ever heard, there's also Davos Seaworth, whose entire skill set is onions and negotiation. Sansa Smart, the most intelligent being in every conceivable timeline. And Lyanna f***ing Mormont, Lady of Bear Island, Buster of Balls. Do I need to say more?
Only a king can convince her to help us.
I love Sansa, as I loved her mother.
Why would you say such a thing?
Why would he do that?
I used to think you were the cleverest man alive.
Yara's fleet of the Ironborn's best ships and crew failed to see Euron's 1,000 ships before they're already on top of them. Naturally, Euron destroys the entirety of Dorne's army, but only part of Yara's. Then Theon jumps to his 3rd certain death in 2 seasons' time, but his plot armor keeps him warm through the night, and he's found by Yara's men, who just so happen to be there because,
I'm not entirely sure.
Jon lands at Dragonstone completely unaware of Euron's 1,000 ships, and Tyrion references Davos' greatest trauma ever.
We fought on opposite sides at the Battle of Blackwater Bay.
You know, the one where he killed his son with wildfire.
And how do you feel about that?
Unluckily for me.
Then they lie about Sansa for no reason.
She's much smarter than she lets on.
Just don't do what he wants you to do.
She's starting to let on.
I don't know anything.
Then Varys antagonizes Melisandre for no reason? I don't think you should return to Westeros. I'm not sure you'd be safe here.
But why?
Yes, we know you
Hate magic and all those who practice it.
But why go out of your way to threaten her? What purpose does this actually serve?
The realm.
Ugh.
But I could have sworn I read the last king in the north was Torrhen Stark.
Are you sure you're not forgetting someone?
You kind of forgot.
Robert was your father's best friend, no? I wonder if your father knew his best friend sent assassins to murder a baby girl in her crib.
Ah, but why wonder when you already know?
She dies. I will have no part in it.
Who hired the assassins?
Whatever arrangements you made, unmake them.
Not that it matters now, of course.
Not really relevant then, is it?
I was born to rule the 7 kingdoms.
You'll be rolling over a graveyard if we don't defeat the Night King.
Who?
The Night King!
I'm the rightful queen of the 7 kingdoms.
How many times have I told you?
Look at them, cheering for Greyjoy.
That doesn't make sense.
The same mob spat at my sister not long ago. 7 hells! What am I to make of this?
The sons and daughters of Westeros shall defend our country.
Wait, did I miss the part where women are enlisted in the army too now?
You didn't know?
I imagined she's your favorite. I know we're not supposed to have favorites. Still, we're only human.
Well, yeah, Tyene is Ilari's only daughter.
Mama.
So, of course she's her favorite. Which means you'll torture Tyene until Ilaria tells you all about Daenerys. I do love the irony, but seriously.
Cersei Lannister is an idiot.
Become the first ruling queen of the 7 kingdoms. That's quite an accomplishment.
I mean... Also, the first ruling queen was Rhaenyra Targaryen, but who's counting anyway?
The Iron Bank appreciates how you cast off the yoke of superstition.
You mean blowing up an institution to which she owed money?
How are your profits? I'm guessing the Iron Bank invested considerable gold in the slave trade.
But why would you guess that when...
Braavos was built on slaves who rose up against their Valyrian captors. No man, woman or child in Braavos should ever be a slave. This is the first law of Braavos.
Are they covering those breastplates in leather?
No, my lady.
Shouldn't they be?
I mean, Brienne never needed it, but then again, she wears a different kind of armor entirely, doesn't she?
I've given up trying to guess.
I know Cersei better than anyone here.
You don't know Cersei better than anyone here.
Yes, he does.
I only meant to say...
That the woman who murdered my mother, father, and brother is dangerous.
Yeah, she didn't murder any of those. But she did whack pretty much all her own allies until the only options left are the Ironborn.
Idiot.
How dangerous could you possibly be?
I could just hold my sword out and let you do the work for me.
Fight every battle, everywhere, in your mind, and nothing will surprise you. Everyone is your enemy.
Strange thing to say, being her most obvious potential enemy.
And the three-eyed raven.
I don't know what that means.
It's difficult to explain.
12 seconds later.
It means I can see everything. Everything that's happening right now. Everything that's ever happened to everyone.
See? Not so hard, is it?
How do you know all this?
The three-eyed raven taught me.
I thought you were the three-eyed raven.
I told you it's difficult to explain.
Casterly Rock is an impregnable fortress.
They know we're coming.
A singularly bad idea.
We will be at a disadvantage. They will be outnumbered.
This is all your idea.
They will have less armor and fewer weapons. Many men will die. 10,000 men at least.
Are you sure about this?
My sister's armies fight for her out of fear. The Unsullied will be fighting for something greater. That is why they will triumph.
So let me get this straight. The plan is to take the Seven Kingdoms without too much bloodshed, right?
I am not here to be Queen of the Ashes.
Which is why you can't send a dragon to root out Cersei. But it's perfectly fine to send the Unsullied, on what ships, by the way, to throw themselves at 10,000 Lannisters to win a castle nobody really needs.
Seems every bad idea has some Lannister behind it.
Also this. But more importantly, Tyrion, if you can call him that, is henceforth an idiot because he didn't expect the Iron Fleet to teleport around the continent between now and 20 minutes ago. Or the Lannister army teleporting to Highgarden, the 5th largest and the single best provisioned castle in Westeros, and taking it in an afternoon, all without siege equipment.
Did we fight well?
As well as could be expected.
This is the same army that saved the Lannisters at the Battle of the Blackwater, by the way.
It was never our forte.
Has your experience ever involved any actual fighting?
Golden roses, indeed.
And I guess we're just supposed to assume that every Tyrell alive was involved in this battle, leaving exactly no claimants to Highgarden anywhere.
I'd hate to die like your son. Eyes blood red, skin purple. Not at all what I intended. Tell Cersei I wanted to know it was me. I promise you, Lord Baelish, that our fates are joined. Together we murdered a king. If my house should fall, I will have nothing to hide. It was me.
You kind of forgot.
I guess the entirety of the Tyrell fortune was stored in a single location, and it's all sent ahead to King's Landing, somehow arriving the very same day.
All the gold safely through the gates at King's Landing.
It all happened so fast.
I don't think the Iron Bank has ever had a debt of this magnitude repaid in a single installment.
Which would sound impressive if it weren't for Cersei immediately asking for another loan.
Common novice mistake.
And why is that? Well, if she simply used the Tyrell fortune to amortize the loan at the agreed rate, Cersei could invest the remaining gold however she liked, with the Iron Bank continuously vested in her.
For 40 years I've tried to teach you. If you haven't learned by now, you never will.
By clearing the loan, however, the Iron Bank is now free to set new terms, like adjusted interest rates, or, invest in someone else entirely, like Cersei's enemies.
I don't distrust you because you're a woman. I distrust you because you're not as smart as you think you are.
My only venture at this moment is re-establishing control over this continent.
I see a great deal of potential in that venture. Daenerys Targaryen has 3 full-grown dragons. Your wealthiest allies, they're now your enemies. You are surrounded on all sides by rivals for the throne. Perhaps we could be of assistance.
Do you know who this belonged to?
It's mine.
No.
I lost this dagger.
To whom?
Tyrion Lannister.
You kind of forgot.
I'm Arya Stark. This is my home.
You sit there. Don't move.
But she teleports into the crypts where Sansa kind of forgets to mention Rickon's death. If only there was some kind of place dedicated to remembering dead family members.
We're gonna bury my brother in the crypt, next to my father. I don't see him. Got him hidden under your cloak.
He kind of forgot.
Bran has visions.
Show me how. How did you survive? Why do you have any money? How do you know? Why did they call you? How did you get here? I want to be able to do it too. Was it hard?
Only none of these natural follow-up questions are asked by anyone, ever.
Who else is on your list?
Most of them are dead already.
You didn't answer the question.
The thousands of years old cave paintings in Dragonstone look so crisp, Daenerys ought to think Jon went there earlier and painted them himself.
Looks fresh forged.
Also, how is a cave so far south the only known place with such paintings? And how has not one person come across this before Jon? Also, is this what passed for romance in 2017?
Right hand holds the small of the lady's back, like so.
At least bring up Maester Aemon or something to actually bond over.
Very romantic.
And why are there no guards with you when the rebel king is taking you to a flipping cave?
I want to train with you. You swore to serve both my mother's daughters, didn't you?
No.
I pledged my life to their mother, Catelyn Stark. I swore to their mother I would protect those girls. Lady Sansa, I will shield your back and give my life for yours if need be.
Don't believe you're mentioned.
Arya hasn't received any training with the sword since season 1, but is suddenly a master water dancer.
Who taught you how to do that?
No one.
Aha, but the Faceless Men never trained her at swordplay. Why not just credit her actual teacher?
Your dancing master, Syrio Forel.
Also, sparring with Valyrian steel. Are you kidding me?
Nothing cuts like Valyrian steel.
And seeing Arya possess skills, I guess, Sansa disapproves for no reason. When Daenerys finally decides to use her staggering military advantage, the Dothraki attack the Lannister loot train from the west, despite coming from Dragonstone, which is to the east.
There's no time for any of this.
And how did they ferry all those people and their horses across after losing Yar's fleet and the ships attacking Castle Rock?
We still have enough ships to carry the Dothraki to the mainland.
Yeah, you say that, but no ships are ever seen anchored at Dragonstone, so...
Still have the largest armies.
Who won't be able to eat because Cersei has taken all the food from the Reach? Food is the most important thing.
Are you going to bring the food, or do you mean to starve us to death?
Enough with the clever plans.
Why did you do that?
That was necessary.
So apparently this scorpion has been transported across the bumpy terrain while loaded sharp this whole time.
How could you be so stupid?
Tyrion teleports to the battlefield to serve no purpose whatsoever.
The f*** are you doing here?
Bronn survives being engulfed by dragonfire, forgets who he is, and teleports in front of the dragon to knock Jaime into the water.
Why should I risk it? One misstep, and I'm dead. And when have you ever risked your life for me? I like you. I just like myself more.
Alas, the beach shapeshifts to send Jaime to a certain death. Only it turns out that between episodes, they swam all the way across the lake undetected with their breath held, and can you guess what's worse?
Well, because he's got armor on.
Because he's got bloody armor on. After witnessing Jaime get killed, Tyrion doesn't make any efforts to double-check or recover the body.
Anyone would have done the same.
Randall Tarley refuses to submit to Daenerys despite being a staunch Targaryen supporter during Robert's rebellion, and his reasons are all complete nonsense.
Say what you will about your sister, she was born in Westeros.
I was born at Dragonstone.
A foreign invader, one with no ties to this land.
I was born at Dragonstone.
You cannot send me to the wall. You are not my queen.
It's just that taking the black is a choice you can make on your own accord, or you die.
Idiot.
You will have to kill me too.
But why?
You are the future of your house. Bend the knee.
I will not.
But why?
But why?
Now, this could have been a powerful statement if losing the Tarleys posed some kind of loss to Daenerys' cause, or if it had sparked resistance in her followers, or any consequence whatsoever, but guess what?
Doesn't. Correct.
Back in King's Landing, Jaime shows up after a long ride on his... Oh, right. Back in King's Landing, Jaime teleports in after having evaded Daenerys' army off-screen.
Her dragon burnt 1,000 wagons. This isn't a war we can win.
So what do we do? Sue for peace?
Yes, that's exactly what you do when you're losing.
Madness.
Maybe we can count on Tyrion to intercede on our behalf, by way of apology for murdering our father and son.
Yes! Yes, you could!
I choose violence.
Madness and stupidity.
Sir Davos said you took a knife in the heart for your people.
Sir Davos gets carried away.
So it was a figure of speech.
Bah, who cares about coming back from the dead when Jorah has teleported in from Old Town? Make sure not to revisit the topic of resurrection ever again.
Daenerys is not her father.
And she never will be, with the right counsel.
The Seven Kingdoms need someone stronger than Tommen, but gentler than Stannis, who can inspire the people. A ruler loved by millions with a powerful army and the right family name. Meet Daenerys Targaryen.
Sounds like quite the hero. With the right counsel.
I thought Bran was dead.
He's alive out there. No, he is.
When you told me about Bran going beyond the wall, all I could think about was Bran going beyond the wall.
Oh. I thought Bran was dead.
As soon as I march away, she marches in.
March in where? You hold Dragonstone, which no one cares about. Your armies are in the field, holding no strategic locations. March in where?
Dumb. Cersei thinks the army of the dead is nothing but a story.
So bring the dead to her.
What? Yeah, why do you need Cersei to believe?
Anything you bring back will be useless unless Cersei is somehow convinced not to murder us.
Right, but also, why, though?
The only person she listens to is Jaime. He might listen to me.
He murdered my father. If I ever see him, I'll split him in two.
Also, let's not forget, you saw Jaime die.
He kind of forgot.
And how would you get into King's Landing?
I can smuggle you in.
Okay, you're assuming Jaime miraculously survived drowning in full armor, which means you purposefully let him go. But never mind that, I guess. And seeing as you're adamant on convincing Cersei to make peace instead of just destroying her, which you can still do at like any time, don't send the guy with a huge bounty on his head. Send Brienne. You know, someone Cersei hasn't made it her life's mission to kill, and Jaime doesn't want to split in two. Yeah, okay, but you know what I mean.
With the Queen's permission, I'll go north and take one.
You just returned from your mission to stay alive, and now you want to go on a suicide mission? John, help me out here.
I'm the only one here who's fought them. I'm the only one here who knows them.
Exactly, terrible.
It's our best chance.
Oh, come on.
We did not choose you to rule us, my lady, but perhaps we should have.
Treason! The Knights of the Vale came here for you, Lady Stark.
Okay, but why are they still in Winterfell?
I do not need to be watched over or minded or cared for.
And winter is coming.
Then Arya starts antagonizing Sansa for no reason.
You always liked nice things. Made you feel better than everyone.
Are you angry with me?
Then Arya shows why she will ever only be the second smartest girl boss in the family.
They were insulting John, and you sat there and listened.
Offend them, and John loses his army.
Not if they lose their heads first.
I feel like we've had this conversation before.
If you do this, the Carstocks will abandon you. They won't forgive the killing of their lord.
He has to die. The Carstocks are gone.
He kind of forgot.
And since this conversation turns out to be fake anyway, why bother pretending when no one is around to hear?
I have work to do.
Like what?
I don't know!
Tyrion and Davos teleport past the Lannister and Iron Fleet in broad daylight, entering the city without any kind of disguise, despite being
The most famous dwarf in the world. Last time I was here, I killed my father with a crossbow.
Last time I was here, you killed my son with wildfire.
And how do you feel about that?
You can't keep getting away with it!
What if someone takes the boat?
Nobody thought of that. Then we're f***ed. So, rah.
Varys kind of forgot to mention the secret beach entrance to the Red Keep, but Tyrion teleports in anyway to meet with Bronn, who brought Jaime because... Wait a minute, how did Bronn know when and where this meeting was going to...
There's no time for that.
Okay, but wouldn't he be more likely to hand Tyrion over to Cersei rather than risking her wrath and conspiring with the enemy behind...
There's no time for any of this.
You made me look like a complete fool. I thought I'd surprise you by hitting Casterly Rock.
They know we're coming.
You were 3 steps ahead of me. They will be outnumbered, less armor and fewer weapons. I thought I'd surprise you.
I once told Bronn that if I ever saw you again, I'd cut you in half.
Right, and why aren't you? Or taking him hostage at least.
Do something!
But the rest of the scene plays out off-screen, and Tyrion teleports back to the beach, where the 3 white men sail off into the sunset, just like the fans always wanted, apparently. And when Jaime tells Cersei about the meeting with Tyrion, it turns out she knew about it all along.
Do you think anything of importance happens in this city without me knowing?
I do, actually.
Yeah, you lost the 2 best connected people in your service because the grass was simply greener on the other side. Established spy networks aren't automatically included in the title of Spy Master, you know, so unless Qyburn is working some black magic overtime, I would imagine lots of things happen without you knowing, all the time.
Hello there.
What would you have me do with him?
If you're ever going to rule across the narrow sea, you cannot have him by your side.
That is an awkward situation. Indeed.
Quick, brush it off with a light-hearted comment.
I've missed you, Mormont.
She has the numbers. If we want to beat her, we have to be clever. So what do we do? Sue for peace. I've come to believe that an accommodation with the Dragon Queen could be in our immediate interest.
Cersei also neglects the perfect excuse to pin Bronn for treason and conveniently stop owing him an ever bigger castle.
What's wrong with that?
Well, allowing a sellsword who communicates telepathically with the enemy could prove problematic down the line.
I'll leave you to it.
Back at Winterfell, Arya knows how to pick locks without having unlocked that part of the skill tree yet.
A girl had many gifts.
Shut up.
Up at Eastwatch, things are heating up for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
You're a f***ing Mormont, like the last Lord Commander. He hunted us like animals.
Where was all this when you were fighting side by side with the 62 Mormonts at the Battle of the Bastards, as well as being the Night's Watch's closest ally?
Looks like we're the f***ing Mormont now.
And okay, I get it, this is setting up tension within the group, but guess what?
It's not going anywhere.
Correct. Complete waste of time, with extra dick jokes.
Dick, I like it.
Oh, and they traded all their hats for a bunch of heavy weapons, which they won't be using anyway since they already have Dragonglass. They also didn't bother to ask Bran where in the vastness of the north the army of the dead is, even though he...
There's no time for...
No. You don't get to do that, because going in blind ultimately takes more time than going to Winterfell and... John?
Don't say it. Don't say it. There's no time for any of this.
I'll have your head on a spike!
Mance Rayder was a brave man, proud man. How many of his people died for his pride?
No one.
Okay, first of all...
My pride.
Second, Mance saved the Free Folk from being part of Stannis' army that got smashed at Winterfell by sacrificing himself, no less.
They followed me because they respected me. The moment I kneel for a Southern king, that's all gone.
How many of his people died for his pride?
Off. Your father gave me this sword. It's been in your family for centuries. It's not right for me to have it.
That's cute, except why do this now and not back at Eastwatch? Or Dragonstone? Or any other time when you're not about to die in the middle of nowhere and lose it forever?
Time enough for that later.
Should have just given it to Lyanna Mormont back in Season 6. Or kept it because Yer wanted you to have it.
My lord, you honor me, but I can't.
Oh, you can, and you will.
He told you so himself.
Rob, I beg you, come to King's Landing, swear fealty to King Joffrey.
They forced me to do it.
Did they? With a knife at your throat?
Oh, yes.
Which you could ask Bran to verify, you know.
I can see everything.
Do something! I would have let them kill me before I betrayed my family.
Really? Fetch that water.
Yes, my lord, my lord, my lord.
Put the book away.
Forgive me, my lord. I'll fetch more wood for the fire, my lord. My lord, my lord, my lord.
The girl's proven herself a good servant.
We're standing in Winterfell again because of me.
I mean, how many people, including Rickon, aren't standing in Winterfell because of you?
John didn't win it back. He lost the Battle of the Bastards.
And whose fault is that?
Where did she get it?
I don't know.
Gosh, if only there was anyone around here who knows anything, let alone everything.
It's difficult to explain.
I don't know what she thinks. I don't know her anymore.
And you never did. You had nothing in common as kids, and you shared no meaningful or formative experiences before being separated for 6 seasons, so go figure.
Not that it matters now, of course.
Perhaps Lady Brienne could help. She's sworn to protect both of Catelyn Stark's girls, is she not?
No.
She is.
A lot of people seem to think that, actually.
Yeah, Brienne was sworn to Catelyn, and later Sansa for whatever reason, but never Arya. She was twice charged to return the girls if possible, but never to be their sworn sword.
I'm a bit confused.
Well, it matters because Brienne's oaths were deeply personal.
I will shield your back and give my life for yours if it comes to that.
Not some blanket vow to serve the women of House Stark.
Who are you?
Someone who swore to keep her safe.
Swore to who?
Her mother. I don't serve the Starks. I serve Lady Catelyn.
See the difference?
Beyond the wall, this hand-picked hard-knock survivor does what anyone who grew up on the tundra would do, really, and strays dangerously far from the group for no f***ing reason.
Free folk know the real North better than anyone.
And after the undead polar bear starts chasing him, it suddenly teleports to appear from his side. Being the only person with the ability to resurrect people, Thoros naturally throws himself in front of the bear because everyone attacking it at once would be cheating. And only after like a whole minute of fighting does someone finally attack the bear with dragonglass.
See? Not so hard, is it?
Nobody trusts my sister less than I do. But if we go to the capital...
You're not here to be Queen of the Ashes.
I am not here to be Queen of the Ashes.
If anyone touches you, King's Landing burns down to the foundation stones. I have a deft hand with diplomacy. You have been known to lose your temper from time to time.
No, she hasn't.
As all great leaders do. They do.
When have I lost my temper?
Burning the Tarleys.
That was not impulsive. That was necessary.
Well, killing the Tarleys was neither impulsive nor necessary. In fact, Daenerys has been rather good at keeping her composure, the notable exception being her outbursts in Karth. And when she's killed people, she did so in cold-ass blood, not on impulse.
He kind of forgot. Your Grace, I saw hundreds of arrows fly towards you, but any one of them could have found your heart and ended you.
You've been thinking about my death quite a bit, haven't you?
What is the meaning of this?
To be fair, the writing's no good.
Run back to Eastwatch, get a raven to Daenerys, tell her what's happened.
Okay, but what can Daenerys do without the precise location?
You're the fastest. Go!
And how is Gendry even supposed to find his way back to the wall after days of traveling?
Ever been north before?
Never seen snow before.
Now!
That one was quick.
Raven! We need to send a raven. Get the maester!
Eastwatch has a maester?
Now! There's a raven flying for Dragonstone now. Daenerys is our only chance.
How do you know all this?
And why isn't Bran involved in this? Like last episode when he warned them of the White Walkers crossing this exact frozen lake in the first place.
I thought Bran was dead.
Shut up.
When you killed the White Walker, almost all the dead that followed it fell. Maybe he was the one who turned them. We can go for the Walkers. No.
Why not? Killed him. He turned them all.
You don't understand.
No, he's bang on about that actually. But how?
How do you know all this?
If anyone, shouldn't Jon be the one providing this theory?
You saw it yourself.
I'm the only one here who knows them. I don't understand.
Idiot.
The Lord I've ever met's been a and see why the Lord of Light should be any different.
Right, the divine being that showed you visions in the flames and brought people back to life in front of your eyes? Definitely a
There's no cure for being a
It's an invitation to King's Landing, and you will represent my interests at this gathering.
They invited you. They want you there.
I'm not entirely sure what you're suggesting.
I will not set foot in King's Landing while Cersei Lannister is queen.
treason!
Idiot. I have work to do here.
Right, like planning Rickon's funeral and curing cancer.
She's much smarter than she lets on.
Let me at least leave Podrick behind to watch over you. He has become a competent swordsman.
I do not need to be watched over or minded or cared for.
I'm sorry, bitch, but... You are a total damsel in distress who wouldn't last a day without people swooping in to save you time and time again. Just because everyone is being paid to say you're smart now and you claim to have work to do doesn't mean it's true.
I'm not a child. I am the Lady of Winterfell.
Spare me the homilies. I can smell a fraud from a mile away.
I swore an oath to protect you and your sister.
Would you please shut up about it?
Oh look, the Raven from Eastwatch has completed the week-long journey to Dragonstone.
Already?
And Daenerys doesn't think twice about finding and rescuing the Suicide Squad with absolutely no information to go on.
So what would you have me do?
Nothing. Sometimes nothing is the hardest thing to do.
I've known a great many clever men.
You told me to do nothing before and I listened to you.
I ignored them.
I'm not doing nothing again.
That's good.
When the Whites attack, the Hound goes for Gendry's heavy hammer over Dragonglass.
Hammer time!
And Tormund survives certain death. Anyway, Daenerys teleports in,
Already?
blasts some enemies, and picks up the crew, except Jon, who's full to bursting with main character energy and decides to fight some more.
Necessary.
But the Night King, who, as you'll all recall from previous encounters, has his usual and totally established arsenal of javelins with him and starts throwing them at the moving target Viserion instead of the idle Drogon, which of course would have ended the show there and then, and we can't have that, so... Jon makes the rational choice of staring down the enemy instead of escaping.
Fly, you fools!
Then he fights off a few whites, but not these ones, and sinks to certain death. But can you guess what else?
He's got armor on.
Yes, Hot Pie. Plot armor to be exact. Which means ice-cold water after no sleep and intense physical activity is no match for Mr. Main Character.
It's the only way to throw off the hound.
So naturally, he resurfaces just in time for Uncle Benjen to swoop in, not share the horse, and never be mentioned again.
We're family.
There's no time for that.
Back at Winterfell, the pointless charade continues despite no one else being there to see it.
I wish I could take it back. I wish we'd never gone.
Yes, hindsight is a hell of a... Except it was a stupid idea in the first place.
I warned you, but you didn't care to hear.
I'd bend the knee, but...
What about those who swore allegiance to you?
A Targaryen cannot be trusted. We called your brother king. And then he rode south and lost his kingdom.
We need the king in the north, in the north.
They'll all come to see you for what you are.
A teleporting Deus Ex Machina?
My queen.
In addition to the javelins, the White Walkers have been secretly carrying Tyrion's boom chain from the book, which they've somehow attached to Viserion and pull him out of the water without ripping his head off. Remember King's Landing? Well, now it's surrounded by open plains, as well as the Unsullied.
Who won't be able to eat because Cersei has taken all the food from the Reach?
And they have somehow managed to march across the continent without provisions and to arrive precisely on schedule for a meeting they couldn't know was happening. They also arrive before the Dothraki, who are mounted and set out from a much closer location. For reasons unbeknownst to health and safety, all these important people are on the same boat, sailing headfirst into the jaws of the Iron Fleet, to then enter the enemy city.
And right now she's thinking of how to set a trap.
Of course she is.
You worry too much.
Only Cersei burns cities to the ground until we're the only ones left. Lannister hasn't set any traps at all, not even a scorpion just to be safe.
Safety? Where the f***'s that?
I don't know, somewhere neutral?
Where the f***'s that?
Like, literally anywhere other than King's Landing and Dragonstone.
Send an emissary, don't go yourself.
Exactly. Send Davos and/or Brienne and/or Bran to meet with Jaime and/or Qyburn. You really don't need all these people attending.
These are complicated matters.
It's not complicated at all. It's simple.
But as you'll recall, Daenerys has all the leverage in her dragons and inexhaustible armies.
Who won't be able to eat because...
Shut up.
So why is this happening at all?
Couldn't say, my lord.
The white in the box remains still despite previously going crazy at the slightest disturbance.
They swim.
No.
I've been around the world. I've seen everything. This is the only thing I've ever seen that terrifies me.
Are you kidding me?
The Crown accepts your truce. In return, the King in the North will not take up arms against the Lannisters.
I cannot serve two queens.
What?
Okay, first of all.
It's not what she said.
Second, isn't this deal exactly what you came here for?
My dragon died so that we could be here.
Yeah, and like, are you under any delusions that your army will ever need to come down and fight the Lannisters after what Daenerys and her teleporting armies are capable of? Also, since you've made bending the knee official, shouldn't everyone be calling you Warden of the North instead of...
The King in the North. The King in the North.
I cannot serve two queens.
Idiot. Then there is nothing left to discuss.
Everyone stays here, and I go and talk to my sister.
Bro, Cersei has resisted your every move, even when it was in her best interest. And now you come back repping the enemy after having killed her father and son, as far as she knows. There is not a single worse person you could send to talk to her.
I did this. I should go.
She'll definitely murder you.
But why?
Oh look, it's Jaime, the other person who wants Tyrion dead. Let's not have that go anywhere, though. Again.
She'll definitely murder you.
He kind of forgot.
I'm about to step into a room with the most murderous woman in the world, who's already tried to kill me twice. She'll definitely murder you. Who's an idiot?
You're an idiot.
150 years after the last dragon died, there are still dragon skeletons in the dragon pit.
That doesn't make sense.
You left us open. You laid us bare for the vultures, and the vultures came and tore us apart.
He didn't. You did.
It's hard to put a leash on a dog once you've put a crown on its head.
I distrust you because you're not as smart as you think you are.
You have been stripped of your dignity and authority, publicly shamed, and confined to the Red Keep. What's left to work with?
I did not return to the capital to serve as your puppet, to watch you stack the small council with sycophants.
Your wealthiest allies, the Tyrells, are now your enemies.
I wonder if you're the worst person I've ever met.
The faith and the crown are the two pillars that hold up this world. One collapses, so does the other.
You may not have killed Joffrey, but you killed Marcelli.
Marcella?
You killed Tommen.
Cersei is not here.
No one would have touched them if Father was here.
Right, because if it weren't for Tyrion, Tywin would have lived forever.
I will not hear it.
Before long, I'll be dead.
I will not hear it!
I can't have children.
Who told you that?
The witch who murdered my husband.
I mean, did she though?
And I can't pretend that Cersei won't take back half the country the moment I march north.
And what country is that? You hold exactly Dragonstone. We've been over this.
The Crown accepts your truce. And when the Great War is over, perhaps you'll remember I chose to help, with no promises or assurances from any of you.
You could trade hostages? Oh, forget it.
There are ways.
Call our banners.
I mean, the banners were already called in episode 2 and killed in episode 4, but okay.
All of them.
I can't believe he'd surrender the Northern Crown without consulting you.
Why not?
My uncle, the Blackfish, has retaken River Run.
How'd you know that?
Ramsay received a raven before I escaped Winterfell.
Oh, and remember that time you could have totally told him the Knights of the Vale were on the way, but didn't, resulting in thousands of your allies dying?
I can't believe he'd surrender the Northern Crown without consulting you.
This is the way he is, the way he's always been.
What do you know about anything?
He never asked for my opinion.
What should I do differently?
Why would he start now? I don't know. I don't know anything.
Are you the dumbest alive?
What does that have to do with anything?
You are weak, and you're stupid.
Sometimes, when I try to understand a person's motives, I play a little game. I assume the worst.
You sound like a bloody woman.
Quiet, woman.
What's the worst reason they could possibly have for doing what they do?
Ugh, more advice that will obviously be used against yourself.
We both know you're smarter than that.
Safely teleported back to Dragonstone, Jon suggests the Unsullied ought to sail from King's Landing to White Harbor, but like, how? They only have 5 ships left and like 100,000 people parked outside King's Landing.
That's a lot of mouths to feed.
Because Cersei has taken all the food.
Very good. Off you go.
Back at Winterfell, the Starks provide the weakest testimony you've ever seen, even for a show trial. No evidence, no witnesses, no problem.
You conspired to murder Jon Arryn. You conspired to betray our father, Ned Stark.
You held a knife to his throat. You said, I did warn you not to trust me.
You told our mother this knife belonged to Tyrion Lannister. It was yours.
None of you knows the truth.
You murdered our aunt, Lysa Arryn, to take power in the Vale.
I did it to protect you.
Why would you ever admit to that?
You're being stupid.
I'm a bit confused.
Idiot. That's what you do, isn't it? You turn sister against sister.
Anyone against anyone else, really. It's not specific to sister.
That's what you did to our mother and Aunt Lysa.
While Baelish totally lied and manipulated Lysa to poison her husband and send the letter accusing the Lannisters of the crime, he never turned her against Catelyn.
You're always welcome here, sister.
I loved your mother since the time I was a boy.
And yet you betrayed her.
Well, indirectly at best. He did betray Ned under the impression that he would be sent to the Wall, presumably hoping that he would eventually marry Catelyn himself, but Littlefinger didn't actually have anything to do with the Red Wedding where Robb and Cat were killed.
I loved you more than anyone.
And yet you betrayed me.
I mean, yes, he did sell you into sexual slavery, and that was totally his fault, but he did so unknowingly because the show had lobotomized him at that point.
I'm so sorry.
You're an idiot.
And like, if that counts as betrayal, how come everyone has been so chill about it up until now?
I'm a slow learner, it's true.
The man who passes the sentence should swing the sword.
But I learn.
I imagine she's your favorite.
Back in King's Landing, Cersei somehow correctly assumes the demise of Viserion,
The dragons are vulnerable. Something happened.
despite Jaime pointing out the more likely scenario.
For all we know, it's guarding her fleet.
Not that Daenerys has one of those anymore, but you get the point.
We have something better. We have the Iron Bank.
Wait, what? Better than dragons?
We can't beat them. We can't beat their dragons.
You should have listened more when Father spoke about the importance of gold.
Our last working mine ran dry 3 years ago.
Oh, I know it's boring for you.
The Crown owes the Iron Bank of Bravos a tremendous amount of money.
But I listened,
Vesting the Tyrells in the Crown will help a great deal.
and I learned.
Your wealthiest allies, the Tyrells, are now your enemies.
You really are lucky Tycho Nestoris doesn't know the first thing about financial risk assessment.
Yes, perhaps we could be of assistance.
You must not have been very good at your job.
While they battle in the north, we take back the lands that belong to us.
You mean, like, Dragonstone?
Dumb.
And when Cersei gives the order to kill Jaime, the Mountain magically knows she's bluffing.
Are you going to order him to kill me? I don't believe you.
Then go! Did they plan for every conceivable way this conversation could have gone? Or is their chemistry just that strong?
You have so many questions, don't you?
Then Bran claims to know everything, followed by a question.
I remember everything. I can see things happening now. I can see things that happened in the past, all over the world. Why did you come to Winterfell? John's last name isn't really Snow. It's Sand.
Bastard names don't come from the place you're born, but the region your highborn parent is from.
Rhaegar didn't kidnap my aunt. Robert's rebellion was built on a lie.
Are you sure you're not forgetting someone? That's my grandfather, Lord Rickard. He was burned alive by the Mad King Aerys.
I'm standing right here when it happened.
Your father burned my grandfather alive.
He didn't deserve to die like that.
I remember everything.
Bullshit.
In his own horrible way, I believe he loved me.
I want you to be happy. You're safe with me. My love, I want you to be safe.
I loved you more than anyone.
A picture of me on the Iron Throne and you by my side. I love Sansa.
I believe he loved me.
Sometimes I worry you're too smart for your own good.
You pass the sentence. I'm just the executioner.
Your father would be proud.
How could he let this happen?
You're the strongest person I know. You never would have survived what I survived.
In winter, we must protect ourselves, look after one another.
Father.
True, only you weren't there when he said that.
And in the winter, we must protect ourselves, look after one another.
Smart.
I forgot.
Smart. 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 Smart.
Isn't it crazy how well-maintained Dragonstone is after so many years of neglect? Stannis really did leave without locking the doors, didn't he?
That's not your concern.
Missandei and Grey Worm are not wearing small clothes.
And winter is coming.
Drogon clips through a tree and the air kind of forgets to move as he flaps his enormous wings.
You stand in the presence of Daenerys Stormborn of House Targaryen, rightful heir to the Iron Throne, rightful queen of the Andals and the First Men, protector of the Seven Kingdoms, the mother of dragons, the Khaleesi of the Great Grass Sea, the Unburned, the breaker of chains.
Kind of forgot Queen of the Rhoynar there, didn't ya? If you enjoy my commentary, you might like the other Every Era videos on my channel as well. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching.